Well, what's up, perverted people of YouTube? So I'm gonna tell you guys this funny story when I was in high school. So I was a cigarette smoker ever since high school times. I went to Hollywood High School, and I used to hang out in this Armenian section, and in particular, two places. One was in the middle of two bungalows, of which there was a giant tree and a place to sit around the tree, and the two bungalows covered that section. And I used to hang out over there because we couldn't see security coming from a distance from both sides. So it was blocked off, and the security would have to walk about 100 feet from both sides to reach us, So I used to get to that tree and smoke a cigarette during break time, and sometimes I'd even go out, have a cigarette with one of my teachers or something, And you're talking about like 11th to 12th grade. So this one day, I get there a little early. I left class maybe like 5-10 minutes early before the bell rang. I get there, and there's these two girls, and they're both fucking gorgeous, and they're both holding hands, and I've never seen them before. Nonetheless, just hanging out by that tree, most people felt kind of uncomfortable because there was like too many Armenians in one place, and if they weren't Armenian, they kind of felt like they stood out. People were always welcomed, people would like, my friends that were from different races would always come through. It wasn't a problem, but I think everybody kind of had their own areas where they hung out. So anyway, so I get there, and these two girls holding hands, both of them gorgeous, and I tell them, like, you mind if I have a cigarette over here? They're like, no, long as you give us one too. I was like, cool. So I gave him a cigarette, and I started chopping it up with them, They're like, so what are you doing here? I was like, this is where I hang out all the time, I've never seen you guys here. They're like, yeah, we came a little early, so we passed by, and this is a pretty nice place to chill. So we decided to just chill out over here. I was like, dope. So I started just chopping it up with these girls, man. I'm having a cigarette with them and whatnot. So all three of us are smoking, and I start questioning them about shit, So I'm like, hey, so out of curiosity, like, are you guys together? Are you guys like lesbian? Are you bi? Like, what are you guys? And one of the girls says she's lesbian, and the other one says she's bi. And my reply to them was that's dope. Can I ask you an honest question though? Are you guys really like lesbian and bi, or are you guys like one of these people in school that are just lesbian because it brings attention to them, I went to Hollywood High School, so it was a performing arts. There was a lot of colorful people from all types of backgrounds there. I'll say it that way, right? But these girls, no, I genuinely like girls and stuff. And yeah, we've been together for so many months and blah blah blah. I was like, that's dope, And one of the girls gets up and she sits on the other girl's lap. And I'm like, hey dude, honestly, just looking at you guys are fucking hot, I was like, can I ask you guys a weird question? They're like, yeah, go for it. I was like, I'd love to see you girls make out, and obviously you guys are lesbian, obviously you guys are together, if you obviously you guys kiss anyway, I understand if it would be weird, you could, like, if you guys feel some type of way if people watch you guys or something, but I genuinely think it's fucking amazingly gorgeous. Two beautiful girls kissing. Like, I think it's beautiful, They're like, you know what? I don't have a problem with that. And she looks at the other girl, and I don't have a problem with it either. I was like, okay, I mean, whatever you guys are comfortable with, And they start making out. We called it macking, They got their mac on and they're like, all tongue and everything, man. I'm just having a cigarette, standing, watching them, and I'm like, kind of dope. And I turned around and I hadn't even realized like the bell had rang and all the kids had came out. And when I turn around, I see all these Armenian girls all the way in the back against the far bungalows. And they're looking like horrified. Like, what the fuck is this fool doing? And I see some of the homies too. And they're like, they're not saying anything verbally, but they're gesturing to me like, you're fucking crazy. What the fuck are you doing? And I thought to myself, fuck, man, like, I'm bringing too much heat on me, like too much attention and shit. And then at that moment, some dude comes, and without asking, without anything, I guess he smelled the cigarettes and shit. This dude just comes and lights a fucking joint. And I tell these girls, hey, look, like, cigarettes aren't a problem, but this dude's a fucking burn, dude. Like, honestly, put out your cigarettes. Because even though they were macking, they still had their cigarettes in their hand, I had mine. We hadn't finished it yet. So I was like, look, man, throw your cigarettes over the fence right here, and no one will know better, but this dude's a burn. I'm gonna dip out because, he's smoking bud, and that's some other shit if we get caught around them, I was a senior by that time. I was 18 on contract, so I dipped and I gave them a fair warning, told them what's up, and I left to the other side where I hang out with my two homegirls. And they were just cracking up about this. Like, you're fucking crazy, dude. Like, what the fuck, dude? You're making just girls just get their mac on, and you're just watching them and shit. I was like, hey, dude, like, they wanted to. Like, I wasn't gonna say no. Why would I say no to that? Like, of course I'm gonna stand there and watch. And all the Armenian girls were like, you're a pig, and you're this and you're that, and all the dudes are like, dude, you're the shit, you're awesome. Just typical high school people, and the security guard, I guess, smelled the weed, came and caught that dude smoking weed and caught these girls smoking a cigarette. And I see the security take all three, and I look at them like as the security's like, passing by me with the girls and the dude, and I like look at them and shrug like, what the fuck, like, I told you. And they kind of had this like, oh, fuck, he told us look on their face, But that's the funny story of me making these two girls make out for my pleasure, which was awesome. And I have a ton of stories like this. And you guys have a lovely day.